Howdy everyone, I'm Chuck and welcome to Chuck's How To's. Today we have pack number 2 featuring issue 3, 4, 5, and 6 of our R2D2 build. If you'd like to build this unit and start the subscription, I'll put the link down in the description down below. Alright, with that, let's get started. Alright, so let's get this going here. Alright, this is our little lens. So I'm going to keep that in there. Oop. And okay, it's just a piece of plastic. Alright, so we got our leg from the last issue. And according to this, we're not even going to be screwing it in. We're just simply placing it on. Get those pieces out of the way. Alright, come on. Oh, there we go. Alright. So that's basically it for that piece. It says that'll be attached later on in the build or during the assembly. Alright, so then next we're doing the lens. Align the lens with the hole. So now this has got some like protective plastic on it, and I'm not too sure on when we're actually going to be installing this. So I'm going to leave the protective film on. And according to this, let's see, this goes this way, and then this goes and basically that just goes like that. So, yeah. So that's fine that that piece is in, but I'm going to keep the lens, like I said, because there's nothing to hold it in there. So I'm going to keep the protective film on it and keep it in this little plastic cup for safekeeping. Alright, then our last piece, we got our little testing circuit board. And let's see here if you can see, it says out and then power. You can see it on there. And so we got our light lead from our first pack. And so then if you look, you can tell the two connectors are totally different. And this goes to the out connector. So, and that's basically it for issue number 3. Alright, so put those aside there. So then we got issue 4. Alright, issue number 4. So here we got another piece for the leg. Then we got our battery box. I've got some batteries here for it. And so it looks like this isn't going to be the actual battery box that they use in the R2 unit. This is just for testing purposes. All right, so let's get this guy opened up. And let's see, what's this? Okay. This is just something in a bunch of different languages. So we don't need that. Alright, so the first piece is this piece for the leg, and it's metal. It's not plastic. Alright, then bring our leg here. Then basically this goes in one way. So if you can see how it's got these little locking wings, and if you look on here, you can see the two little flat pieces here where my index finger is. And so we just line it up, and there. So now that piece is in and not coming out. So that's it for that piece. Or actually, no, it's not. Because now we have the other piece of the leg. And this piece goes on like so. And as like with the other stuff, it just says that it'll be tightened on later on in assembly. So it just sits in place for now. So that's what that kind of looks like there. So we'll put that aside, and then our next thing is the battery box and the little circuit board. And let's see here. And looks like we got a little tiny screw here to undo. There we go. Let's get our batteries. Alright, then it's got the little diagram in there to show how the batteries go in. It's got two going in that way, and then two going in this way. Let's get our cover back on, and then the little screw. Alright, and so according to the book and on here, this gets plugged in, and as you can see, it can only go in one way. So there we go. Now this power box does have an off and on switch, so you can turn off the power at will. So let's turn it on. Now according to the book, if we press this button, it'll turn blue. If we press the right button, it's going to turn red. So let's get a look-see here. All right, so the left button, so we got the blue, right button, and we got red. And if we do both, it'd probably be like a purplish color. So All right, so we know our light works. So that's it for issue number 4. Now issue number 5. So let's turn off this power supply and we'll unplug the light since we know that works. Put that aside and put that aside. Issue number 5. Now this thing's got like a lot of like screws and nuts and stuff, so there's part of the head bracket, there's part of the main top piece of his head, and we got a bearing and a retaining bracket. Lots of nuts, lots of screws. It's another packet of, I don't know, silver screws, and a couple of packets of black screws. And that looks like they're coarse thread, so these might go for plastic items, I'm thinking, because these are all fine thread, which I'm thinking is for metal. Alright, so the first part of for issue number 5 is get this bearing and retainer out. And we need this top piece. And so basically, got the bearing, and that's going to go in there. And we got the retainer, which is going to go there. Now, let's see. For the screws, use one of the silver screws. Okay, so says silver screw, so I'm thinking it's going to be one of these guys here, because I'm thinking these are going to be too long of a thread, and I have a feeling these are what's going to be used when we start on the next step here, when we install the first black bracket onto this main piece. So I have a feeling that's what these longer screws are for. So I'm going to go with these because these aren't labeled like the Eleanor build. Yeah, there's no number on them or anything. So we'll just take 2 of these guys out. All right. Let's get our retaining bracket here. And unlike the Eleanor build, we're not going to need any oil. These are all like pre-threaded. So, yeah, it's kind of nice. These suckers go right in. All right, let's double check this guy. All right, so that's it for that step. All right, next one. So we need our black bracket here. And, okay, so we're gonna need 2 of these nuts. And then we're going to use 2 of these longer screws. Whoever knew getting screws out would be so difficult. And I'm going to have to get me another screw case for the R2 build. Okay, so on here we have an arrow, designated arrow, And we have a designated arrow on this top plate. And there's a little locating lug on this bracket. So that's going to go on there. And then we got our nut that goes on the bracket. And if you take a look-see, it's already molded for a nut. All right, let's get our screw here. Here's one. And two. So there's the start of our dome for the R2 unit. Cool. All right, and that is it for issue number 5. So let's put this aside there. All right, issue number 6. So now we have another display here. All right, it's got a couple of black molded pieces, silver piece, it's like a no idea what that was. LED display, and then little electrical harness. All right, so according to this, we're going to take this piece, put that in there like that, and then basically just snap it in place. And then, so then we take this piece and our electrical board and LED. Actually, does this have a... I think this has a... Yeah, this has a protective film. So you want to make sure you take the protective film off of the LED display. Okay, so then we're going to take this guy, or all right, and I believe, like everything else, this is going to be directional. And okay, so if you can see here, there's like this little locating tab and these two on the side. So that's gonna locate the circuit board in the correct position. Then we got our back piece. Now this is only gonna go on one way. Got the cutout relief for the connection connector. And that's going to go on like so. Now for screws, insert So there's a pack of these 5 longer screws, so I'm assuming these are gonna be the correct screws for it. Alright, so got 4 of these to put in. I'll just get these started here. Alright, so we got that all connected. Now it's all one piece. And like our other light, we are going to put our connector on here. And like the other one, if you can see, there's like little cutouts in the connector and on the connection itself, so it's only going to go in one way. So now we got the lead on there. Now we're going to get our testing pack. And like the other, let's see here. It's only going to go in one way. And let's see here. We'll turn it on. And then according to this one, if we hit the right button for power, and there it is. It's coming to life, slowly but surely. That is so cool. Alrighty, and then that's it for issue number 6. And that's it for pack number 2. So we've got our somewhat kind of more stuff on our leg that isn't fully assembled. We've tested our light, which works. We've now tested our LED panel, which works. We've started our dome piece for the R2 unit. And then, you know, we got our little piece. So, alrighty. So that's it for pack number 2. Alrighty guys, so that's it for today. I'd like to thank you for watching. I got pack number 3 should be coming up any time, so hopefully I'll be receiving that in about a couple of weeks here. And always, thank you for watching, and I'd like to thank all my military brothers and sisters and first responders out there for protecting this great nation of ours. Hope you have a good day and an awesome weekend. Catch you later.